Welcome back to the KGET Kitchen. I have my mom here, known as Mama Rusk. My girls call you Glammy, so I love the sweatshirt. Glammy Claus. So since growing up in the 80s and 90s in your house, we have always cooked frugally. And I know with inflation and with the cost of groceries right now, so many families here in town are struggling to get a good, healthy, and fun holiday meal on the table. So we wanted to share some of our tips and tricks that we have that are budget friendly as well.
Absolutely.
So we're making a Christmas dinner. If you haven't started your shopping yet, if you don't know what to make, most of this is from Walmart, a little bit from Trader Joe's, all of those budget grocery stores that you can get good quality food just under a different label.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
Absolutely.
So let's start with our main dish.
Okay, so our main dish is a ham.
Yes.
Hams, we're feeding a crowd, so we have a rather large ham. I got this for less than $1 a pound, which is really reasonable.
Really good deal.
But I'm a single person, I'm a widow, and so if you aren't feeding a crowd, you can get a small chub. You don't have to invest unless you want the leftovers.
True.
And the glaze that we're making for this ham goes great with ham, but it also, if you don't eat pork, it goes great with turkey, with chicken, with, I think you probably put it on salmon.
Yeah.
So we're just plopping the ham. It's already cooked. We're just going to plop it in the crock pot. We've got pineapple here.
This is just crushed pineapple or
these are
cubed
pineapple tidbits. You can use crushed. You can use pineapple. If you don't like pineapple, this also works. The key ingredient is mustard, because mustard goes with everything.
And trust me, it sounds gross, brown mustard with pineapple, but it's good because it has all the spices and the juicy sweetness for a ham.
It is delicious. And there we go. You open that. If you don't like pineapple, you can use brown sugar and maple syrup and mustard. You can use cranberry jelly and mustard is really good. So lots of holiday flavors, and you just bloop that in. You give it a quick zhuzh, because I zhuzh a lot.
I love that word. It always makes me laugh.
And you spray it all over the counter, because you're not cooking unless you're making a mess. And then you just pour this over the ham like this. And because this ham is sticking up, I would just put foil over it. And because the ham is cooked, you can actually, if you have hours to go, just put it on warm.
Yes.
Or put it on low if you don't have that much time. And you're done. Done.
You can babysit it every now and then and get a ladle and just kind of get those juices back on top, and they'll just nestle in there.
Yes.
And it has all the flavor and all the juiciness, and then it's done. And whenever the rest of your sides are done, you can serve your ham.
Absolutely.
You don't have to wait for that main dish.
Exactly. Exactly.
I love it.
Okay, and then moving on, we're going to do dessert, because this does have to chill.
Yes.
So this morning, I just made a large box of Jell-O, or
it was Jell-O
pudding,
brand chocolate
Jell-O
pudding.
brand chocolate pudding, but any brand is fine. But the large container, and it called for 3 cups of milk, and I used 2.5, so it's a little stiffer. And then you just mix in the good old reliable whipped topping, and you mix that all together.
And this comes frozen, so it helps if you leave it on the counter for an hour or move it to the fridge the night before. Then it'll stir, and it makes this milk chocolately moussey goodness.
And this is delightful on its own. And we got a very sad
Sometimes
little chocolate crust. You know, it's all going to be fine once it all gets together. And then to make it Christmassy, I happened to find on sale these crushed candy canes, but you can buy candy canes at the dollar store really inexpensively this time of year. And we're going to pour those in.
And because they're so tiny, they just get in there and they get all gooey.
And they do kind of keep some crunch, but it just gives it that Christmas flavor. And you just pour this in the pie crust.
In your sad little pie.
And your sad little pie.
And you can make this yourself if you get chocolate cookies or leftover brownies, and just smash them into a little pan. And then you just chill it. So if it's raw brownies, you're going to have to cook it. But typically just cookies and a little bit of topping.
And then we just sprinkle this on top. And then you throw that in the fridge for a good couple hours. And if you want to gild the lily, you can throw a little whipped cream on top, and deliciousness.
It's fantastic. And then dessert's done.
Dessert is done. So then moving on, this is kind of the star of the show.
We make this every year, and people freak out over it.
We make this several times a year, let's be honest.
It's so good.
So these are what we call holiday potatoes. You'll see them by many names on the internet, but it's basically hash brown potatoes.
And again, we thawed these in the fridge, so they're not all stiff.
Yes. And then you can saute up your chopped onions, but you're going to bake this, so why do another dish? right?
Right.
Just let's
and
make
cuts a little bit of the fat out if you don't have the butter, but
That's
the butter
true.
is what makes it fun.
Well, you know, butter is better. Everything's better with butter.
It really is.
So we're going to throw in those onions.
And then the recipe we found online calls for cream of mushroom soup. My husband's not a huge fan of that, so about a decade ago, we changed to cheddar cheese soup, and it makes all the difference. It's that yummy cheesiness without any mushroom flavor. This spoon's too big, so I'm just going to glop it in there.
Glop, glop.
And you can add more shredded cheese to this if you're a family like ours that thinks there are two food groups, cheese and...
Things cheese goes on.
That's right. And so this, you need a little bit more moisture. Sour cream.
Sour cream, because, you know.
And again, this is a name
brand,
right? But we got it on sale.
We got this on sale. And just watch your sale prices, but honestly, the generics work great too.
Yes.
So we're going to mix all of that together. So you've got onion and sour cream and cheese.
And then
and using the cheese soup makes this vegetarian.
Yes.
You can use cream of celery if you prefer that.
Cream of chicken if you want
to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then TV magic, you would pop all this into a little pan, and this goes in the oven, which is open because your ham's in a crock pot.
That's right.
And then
I've changed it this year. We're going to top it with these delightful French fried onion rings, so it really bumps up that crunch factor.
Typically we would use cornflakes with butter, but again, trying to cut the butter to lower the fat content. These are just on their own crispy. It has a little bit of that Thanksgiving flair at Christmas.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to get those on sale after Thanksgiving.
That's right.
And then we just wanted to put together a healthy salad, and my girls are so sick of salad. So look what Glammy made. This is red, white, and green Christmas salad. All the veggies in here are raw, our broccoli, our cauliflower, and our tomatoes. And then we typically would like to blanch this. You're going to steam it for a couple minutes, then drop it into an ice bath, so they're kind of al dente like pasta. And then just this ranch from Trader Joe's
dressing.
Although
it would also be good with, if you're not a ranch fan, Italian dressing would be fabulous on this. And you could do that ahead of time and let them all marinate. And you can serve this without the tomatoes. You could serve it hot and drop it the cool tomatoes on top. Serve it warm, room temperature, or serve it cold.
I love it.
Delicious.
And then you're done on a budget. All of this cost us, I think I added it up, it was about $58.
Yes.
And we're planning on serving a family of 5, plus Glammy would be 6. So that's less than $10 a person.
And that's with a ton of leftovers.
It's about $10 a person.
Yes.
There you go. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Thank you for joining us in the kitchen.
Yes. Oh,
Glammy
so great.
Claus. We'll be right back.